Authenticity is your superpower. Let me ask you something you may never have asked yourself before. If you lost every role and label you carry today, who would you be tomorrow? Most people cannot answer this. And this is exactly why authenticity is a superpower. Hello and welcome back to Unbox the podcast. I'm Sahar Hunaidi Palmer, your host, and you're listening to episode 50. This is a milestone and the perfect moment to bring together everything we have explored this year. Because this entire season has been about one truth that quietly shapes your life. You cannot rewrite your story or reclaim your power if you are disconnected from your real self. Before we begin, I'd like to apologize for missing out on our conversations the past 2 weeks. I suffered from a nasty sore throat infection, and it took a while for me to get my voice back. On top of that, all my technology broke down, and I'm slowly recovering that too. This week on Unbox the podcast, we talk about leading your life from truth rather than from performance. That is why authenticity is not a strategy, but a state of being. When leading, the hardest act is often the simplest one, which is really being yourself. Authenticity is not an image, it's about alignment. So, what is authenticity? Authenticity is not a personality trait. It is not openness or confidence. It is an internal state where your body, emotions, mind, and accountability come into coherence. And this is what I do through the BIMA methodology. When this internal system, aspects of yourself, body, mind, emotions, and holding yourself accountable to your decisions and actions, you access something far more powerful than self expression. You access your inner compass, your inner essence. Your inner compass is the quiet intelligence. Your inner compass is the part of you that knows before you know. It senses misalignment, opportunities, people, environments, and major turning points long before your mind catches up. When you're not authentic, you lose access to that compass. You begin to follow the noise instead of your own guidance. You operate from comparison, competition, performance, or fear instead of clarity and truth. This is why authenticity is not a soft concept. It can be, if you like, a strategic advantage. So, how does authenticity change your energy? An authentic person makes clearer decisions, responds instead of reacts, and moves through life with far less emotional friction. Yeah, it does take practice. They don't seek constant reassurance. They don't fall into second guessing. They're not pulled in 5 different directions. Their energy isn't scattered. Authenticity recognizes your inner operating system, your inner compass, if you like, and that becomes activated when all aspects of being you are aligned. The channel, if you will, is then clear and the decision come out from a natural state of being aligned. So how does authenticity work across the BIMA dimensions? Let's take a look at the first dimension, which is the body. Authenticity brings regulation. Your nervous system calms because you're not living against yourself. Your decisions start feeling lighter. You stop feeling split between different directions. The next dimension is emotions. Authenticity stabilizes you. You can feel fully without drowning in your emotions because you're no longer judging or suppressing them. You respond from truth, not from old wounds. This is important. You respond from truth, not from old wounds. We all carry a bit of our history with us, but how much of it are you carrying? And the third dimension is mind. Authenticity brings clarity. The old stories lose their authority. The fear that once controlled you becomes information, not identity. And the final dimension is accountability. Authenticity becomes behavior. You start taking conscious action that reflects who you are becoming, not who you have been performing. So, why is authenticity a superpower? It brings coherence, it sharpens your intuition, it strengthens your boundaries, and it makes your presence unmistakable and felt. People follow authentic leaders because there is no duality in their energy. You do not have to explain who you are. You simply are, and others feel it. You may call that charisma or presence, but that is being authentic. So, what gets in the way? Throughout this session, we unpacked what gets in the way of authenticity: old stories, generational patterns, emotional baggage, doubt, overthinking, splitting yourself between who you are and who you think you should be. These are not flaws, they're natural coping mechanisms, but they come with a cost. They block your inner compass, perhaps even coax you into being someone you're not. So, how do you return to the real you? The truth is, authenticity is not something you create. It is something you return to. When the layers fall away, what remains is your true self, your intuitive intelligence, your natural clarity. Here's a moment of mentoring. A client once told me, Sahar, I want to know what the right decision is. I want certainty. I told her, you're asking for certainty without alignment. You cannot hear truth when you're not standing in your true self. When she reconnected with her authenticity, clarity arrived instantly. The decision she had been wrestling with for weeks became obvious. Authenticity activates intuition. Intuition strengthens decision making. Decision making builds self leadership, and self leadership changes everything. So, today we explored authenticity as alignment, not performance, your inner compass as intelligence, not mystery, and self leadership as a natural result of being connected to the real you. And self leadership activates or is active when you are in a position of leadership in the corporate world. As we close this episode, I want to reflect on something very simple. Where in your life this year have you been living from an outdated identity? And where have you glimpsed moments of the real you trying to come through? This entire season has been about creating space for your true self, what I call the real you. You have been unlearning, shedding, questioning, transforming, and preparing. Because next season, 2026, we move into a new theme. And the theme is courage. The courage to be you. A softer, deeper courage, not the loud kind, the real kind. The courage to live from your inner compass and to trust it. Before I close, here's a quick reminder. If you're ready to start unboxing your own inner compass in a structured, practical, transformative way, you will find my tools for life, PDFs, workbooks, and ebooks on my website. They include journal, Spotify playlist, exercises, intuitive exercises, and self assessment tools that you can photocopy and track your progress by visiting them from time to time whenever you feel a little bit off track. They also make meaningful gifts at this time of the year, both for yourself and for anyone who is ready to grow with clarity and inner guidance. Please explore them on my website, sahahunaidi.com, under Online Growth. Thank you for being with me today, and I'll see you next week. This is Sahar Palmer, wishing you a wonderful week.